So,
The intro was funny.
have you ever listened to an audiobook?
Yeah.
That's the question. Because if you have, you know exactly where we're coming from.
Yeah.
I think I kind of walked in that day when you guys were recording and you just showed it to me and I was like,
Yeah.
what is this?
The pleasure is all
And
mine.
I think I just started laughing because I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was definitely a last minute addition to it. We had already recorded the whole scene. We're like, wait a second.
What happened with that?
Well, we did on the last song first.
Yeah,
we
but
weren't gonna
what
start
were we
now.
doing though? You and I were editing it. What happened? What was the process to where we even did that? I'm trying to think. I remember when we did it. I don't remember what popped in our head to do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but
You
I
guys
mean,
are
either
probably
way,
gonna
I
edit
think
that out, aren't you?
Eventually.
I feel like that was that's kind of a defining thing about the CD because you play it. The first thing you hear is "This begins. The pleasure is
Yes.
all mine." You know,
An experience, for sure.
it's not something you hear in a CD.
No.
So I think the reason we liked it was reflective of our personalities and kind of how we do things, which is an idea pops into our head and we work with it. You know,
Make it happen. It took more takes than you would imagine for that. We had to make sure the timbers on each one was right, because at first we recorded the ending and it was all smooth and "This begins, the pleasure is all mine." And then we tried to do the end, or
yeah, outro.
whatever.
No,
And we did the outro
then-
first,
Outro
so-
first, and then we tried to match with
So,
intro.
"This ends, the pleasure is all mine." But then we were trying to get the intro, it was like, "This begins, the pleasure is all mine."
Some of
It was
that
just like
Southern
not matching
Virginia
at
came
all.
out.
So the thing that I really like about that is, you know, this begins, the pleasure is all mine. So that's like rocking, and then, you know, after this ends, the pleasure is all mine.
It's so
But this is my
mismatching.
favorite part. This ends, the pleasure is all mine. This begins, the pleasure is all mine.
When your CD automatically
You know,
starts over again.
It loops
Yeah,
itself.
I love that. It's just like,
So if you buy our CD, put it on loop.
Yeah, it's so
well,
funny.
it'll automatically do it in your vehicle.
yeah, that's
Because like
what
when I'm driving down the road and I'm practicing singing to it, you know, it hits the end of the song, and I have to laugh every time it happens because as soon as it's done, it's maybe half a second and it goes back
this
in.
begins.
Oh man,
So next subject, I guess.
Jack Black. Yeah, I think that was more than enough for that.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of shove through each
Right
one.
around that.
Jack
Take
Black.
two for or
Jack Black. We're talking
take
about
one,
Jack
scene
Black.
2.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Yeah.
about now, man.
So we've had this idea, so we've been wondering, like, what we were gonna do to kind of make this special. And on many different fronts, we've been making it as special as we can. But one of the ideas we came up with was to send our album to Jack Black every day.
Every day.
And we mean every day.
In his mailbox.
Yeah, so his mailbox is
that
going to be
every
flooded.
day he opens his mailbox and receives our album.
And we're not stopping until we play his birthday bash,
Yes.
which
so
is in August, so he better respond
when
quick.
is his birthday?
It's on
look
your
it up.
birthday.
Is it? I was just
I don't
thinking
know.
because
You're the 12th and the 20th?
12th and 20th.
20th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll. Yeah, I mean, I think that was it was essentially something we wanted
Look
to
out,
do
Jack Black!
that we thought would just be funny, and I think our thought was Jack Black would be the person to reach out to.
28th.
The,
28th, okay.
the musician who would see something like that, laugh his ass off, and be like, I gotta meet
these guys.
This
and-
would be kind of fun.
I
And
wasn't
they're
having
playing-
a birthday bash,
yeah,
but now I am.
am. The pleasure is
and all of a
playing.
sudden, yeah, it turns into more.
But, you know, it'd be great if it was the pleasure and Tenacious D. That would be one.
Look out, Jack Black! Alright, that's enough on that. We recorded our album 3 times.
Oh God.
Alright, so the first time we recorded our album, it was 7 or 8 songs. Or was
Do
it
the
close to
recordings
10?
even exist? Like,
Yeah.
I have all the demos
Yeah,
from
we have
the
them.
second recording, but I don't have them from the first.
Then I have to have them.
I think.
Yeah, we did record on Pro Tools, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so because we had.
We brought your computer over and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had Free.
Count.
Count. These are working titles. Sorry, we'll inform you. Count Dracula.
that's another subject.
Yeah. So Free, Count Dracula. Instrumental.
Yeah.
Was from the first? Yeah,
Yeah,
because we
instrumentals
redid
from
that
the
again.
first.
We also had the Drop D song.
Drop D.
What is the name?
The end.
The End.
That's right.
We had Scoop Up.
Wow.
We had Rock Me.
Yeah.
That is Scuba.
No, but what's the one that I'm thinking of? Bad Memories. What was the name of that?
I don't
Yeah.
know what we called that.
We also had da 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 da.
Yeah, whatever that.
What was
is.
the
I
word?
don't remember. what
We may
called
not have
it.
had working titles for that. I might have been like, play that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So that's 7. Did we have anything else?
I think the idea was we were still putting an acoustic song on that one. I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
probably
think
so.
that we were
Most
like-
likely.
These are the
Yeah.
songs we have up to this point.
Yeah.
You had always had an idea for throwing an acoustic song in there somewhere.
That's right.
So
Because in 2014, when we first started recording that, we were like, you know what? All great rock and roll albums have 8 songs on them, so we're gonna have 8 songs.
Yeah, that's right.
Right,
That's
right,
what it
right.
was.
The next year, we were like, all great rock and roll albums have 10 songs on it, so we're gonna do 10 songs on this album.
yeah, it was like we expanded, and then all of a sudden we're like, fuck this. We're actually just gonna make these songs that we select as great as we can.
Yeah, but I think you're fast forwarding a bit because after we recorded the songs, we got better equipment.
Yeah, the first time it was like, okay, the songs, I like how the songs are sounding, but let's re-record them. He bought a Chandler, I got a bunch of Avitas. We had sweet preamps, new microphones, new everything. We were like, we can make this sound 10 times better. So we recorded them all the exact same way.
Again.
Same structure, same everything.
and
Added a couple songs.
And then we started to kind of rewrite them.
Think about
You know,
vocal melodies at
structure,
this
we're-
point.
Yeah, it was like we.
By that time, we'd been playing the songs for 2 years already, so they were way different than the way we had recorded them when we first started
because
jamming.
Led Zeppelin, how'd that go? Remember
Led
Led
Zeppelin
Zeppelin?
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
forgot
how Led
about that.
Zeppelin
That's still
started.
such a catchy.
Yeah, that's what it is. We can,
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll have to use that somewhere.
So
else.
yeah, the initial lick from Judgment
Yeah.
does not exist in any of our songs. Like
Yeah, what
there was-
started the song is not existent right now.
it's not in
I can't remember how we got what we have now. I know it was a riff that I had been playing around with, and then
Yeah, so what happened was I think we were trying to think of something that would be a better introduction riff, like something that would be short, sweet, to the point, and that could repeat.
and not be obnoxious in the repetition.
Yeah, so we went with the riff that you made up, and then we just followed with that same chord. I mean, you made
Yeah.
up the majority of the song.
Hmm,
The only thing that I contributed to that was chorus, and then helped with the idea of the run down.
Yeah, I remember when we first wrote that chorus, though, because we were all like, dun, 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 and then we were fucking jamming on it, because it was instrumental at that point, so we're just like,
I can feel it.
riding on it.
Mm-hmm.
and every time it would hit, we would just like look at each other and smile, 'cause it just felt so fucking good.
Yeah, well, that's how you tell, like when, especially with us, it's like when it's good, it's like
Yeah,
we all
yeah.
just have a big old grin on our face.
When we hit that groove, you can tell.
Yeah.
You know, it was like this is completely different topic, and y'all aren't going to know anything about it until it comes out. But the newest song that we're messing around with, as soon as we started to get into a groove, it was like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we recorded the album 3 different times. First time with 7 or 8 songs, 7 songs, adding an additional 8th. Then again with 9, gonna add a 10th. And then we said fuck it and did it all over, but with 5 songs this time.
Yeah.
With the idea that
yeah.
we would do
Two
two
EPs.
EPs, Is All Mine, and the second EP
will be strictly business at the end of this year.
And then
Sometime next year we'll release them together with a couple additional tracks. So there'll be.
And that will just be self-titled The Pleasure.
Yeah.
So now that you know our plan.
Yeah. Just now you guys got to anticipate when it's going to come out. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to, starting to hash out the second EP, which will start pretty soon.
Yeah, it's funny. I was looking at my weekly planner
May?
last night, and next week was when I had anticipating us starting recording guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, how long ago did you put that?
We were all together
December when I made that.
We were all together.
Wow, okay. Don't remember that.
We recorded the drums for the third album, Is All Mine, the actual release, in his garage. And it was fucking hot. It was the end of May, beginning of June when we did this shit.
In Virginia, so...
So let's repeat that. In Virginia.
Virginia, so, humid summers.
Yeah.
You
And the place had 2 windows.
Yeah.
2 windows. It was practically in the attic of the garage.
Yes.
You had
Two-story.
the 2-car garage and upstairs, and it was like walking up the hill.
It sounded great, and that's why we did it.
Yeah.
We had a window AC unit that we were using, so every time I was doing a drum take, we would have to turn it off because you didn't want to get the sound in there. But as soon as I was done, we were like, turn that thing on. And it'd be like lowest setting, like 55 degrees, and it would drop it from 95 to maybe 90.
Yeah, it was just...
This tiny AC unit feeding, what size was that place? Like 60 by...
I don't know.
We had the mics 20 feet away,
Yeah,
and that was probably 2/3, so I'd say 30 foot long at least,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
another
it's pretty
15 foot wide.
Way wider than 15, I think. I don't know. It was a nice sized place.
Not sure, but with that one, we had... mic placement was awesome. Because we had each individual drum, toms, snare, kick.
Rototoms.
Yeah, I had 7
Rototoms.
toms, so we did 4 toms, and we did 1 rototom mic,
One rotom.
2 snares, top bottom, kick, stereo overhead.
Overhead.
Two
Center
right
overhead.
behind- yeah, we had a center overhead that was right behind me,
Yes.
which was cool. We used it on a couple of the tracks, just kind of brighten things up, and then there was
Ride hi-hat.
yeah,
And then we had a center.
center room mic, which was the AKG, which we're recording in right now.
And then the 2 blues.
And then the 2 blue.
Yeah, we used two Blue Baby bottles for the stereo room mics, and
Snare too. Snare was also... Did we do top and bottom on the snare?
yeah,
too?
snares top and bottom for sure. And what was it, 16?
Yeah, I think it was 16.
Yeah, because we used up like
Every channel.
everything we possibly
Yeah, because we were like,
could.
well, we got this extra one, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
And it...
What did we
fucking
have, like,
gorgeous.
I don't know, 9 feet to the top of that ceiling in there or so,
When we took
Remember
the
we
boards.
tied the... Yeah.
That's right. We tied the sound.
So we had Oralex boards similar to the ones right there on the wall, except all Oralex, there wasn't the in-between spaces, and had them hanging with, like...
twine.
Yeah, it was just twine
right
going
above
up.
us.
And they were falling down in the middle of the recording session. We were having to stand up on the drum throne and like random stools to try and hold the shit up. And it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that, you listen to the raw tracks of the drum recordings and they sound great. I mean, it sounds like the drum kit that we have.
Yeah.
Fucking big.
Yeah.
So it's like we know one day when there's the Pleasure Studios, that's not the garage or the other garage or Kyle's house or my house.
When
We have a real The Pleasure Studios. We want a large drummer. We know
yeah.
that we want that for sure. We want to be able to capture that because, no matter how much reverb you use or effects, there's nothing that captures that raw, natural beefiness of a room that's,
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, here's the thing. This room was not insulated. It was essentially all plywood and 2x4 trusses. That
We just took a drum in there one day. We're like, I bet this sounds huge. And we're just banging it around. And
finding the best spot. Yeah, that's what we did.
We did. We took the floor time to find the best recording spot. And we're like, all right, sounds huge right here. and
Yeah.
placed the whole drum set around that. And
So basically, it seems like we recorded.
Would
Would you say like a quarter or a third of the way from? So say the whole length of the room. Would you say that it was like a quarter of the way, or a third of the way from the wall? Like if
Probably
there-
a quarter.
That's what I was thinking.
Let's say a quarter.
So,
'cause we're
yeah,
pretty
that's
close
fairly
to
close
that.
because
Yeah.
we were trying to get as much as we could to
Uh-huh.
there.
I don't. It seemed like to me it was almost like this room essentially funneled all of our sound straight out in front.
Yeah.
It was just pushing it forward, and what wasn't caught by the individual mics was picked up by the room mics and just added to that. That big sound that we got.
Oh yeah, we transported all the drums over there from the trailer too that you had.
Yeah, that's
From-
right. I bought a trailer.
For the move, yeah.
For the move, yeah.
For the move,
Oh,
move to
man.
California.
And then sold it as soon as we got to California because I put 5,000 pounds in the trailer, and the trailer's max load was like 3,200 pounds or 2,500 pounds.
25, I think.
Yeah, 2,500. So Hannah and I got all the way to Fort Collins, Colorado, and the whole time I was noticing the tire just like kept getting more and more at an angle. All the bearings were shot, everything was fucked up, the axle was bent. So we kind of just replaced the tire and got a Penske and drove the rest of the way. And as soon as we got to LA, we sold it. For like $100 less than what I paid for brand new.
It's pretty
So
good.
It's like
Yeah.
renting a trailer
Yeah.
across the country for $100, which is
It's
cheaper
cheaper
than-
than actually renting the trailer that we used to get across the country.
what was that, around 600 or so?
Dude, it was $950.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was expensive.
So, yeah.
Oh wow.
So I guess, at some point we should talk about the move.
Yeah, that's on there. I was
It's
afraid
not,
we were
yeah,
getting too much in
yeah, but
Um,
we should talk about
there. So then we recorded guitar after the drums, and we recorded all of the rhythm guitar in Virginia before we moved, and then redid some of it in LA. But we used several different amps.
Yeah.
I think we used primarily a Mesa 550 Express.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Did we use the Music Man at all for your?
Mm-hmm.
I
No.
don't think so.
All your guitar, or were we switching guitars on that?
No, you used my guitar a couple of times. I thought you used the white one.
Well, I know we did on the second one. We did a lot of
The second one we did, yeah, a lot of
But the third one, it might have just been all your Telly.
Yeah, it was just Telecaster.
Telly and the Mesa Express. And then it was
You totally
boxy
used my green
sounding.
guitar.
No, on the second one I did.
on
The third one you used my green guitar for something.
for leads we might have done
For
it.
leads, I used.
Yeah.
But I doubled the leads. All the leads are doubled, so I use like my guitar, your guitar, my guitar with the front. Remember?
Yeah, so for the second release we did all their guitar parts for them and then doubled those. And it sounded really good.
Yeah, but for the second CD, you gotta remember that we used our half stacks,
Yeah.
and then we faced them towards each other, and we used 3 microphones.
Yeah, we
used
did.
the 57, the AKG, and the Mojave. Right?
Yeah, it sounded great.
Yeah, it sounded awesome.
And then
I don't know what we were doing on the third
We kind of,
one.
yeah.
we were like, fuck it, just throw a 57 on it and call it a
Yeah,
day.
call it a day.
No, we did. I think that would have turned out better than what it did because we did the 414 and the 57. And so we were almost less selective. I don't know. Guitar tone was a problem for us mixing this album.
Yeah.
Next
Um,
time-
We redid, 2 of the songs on my guitar.
within like
parts.
10 days of the release. Yeah.
I had to do
Yeah.
one of my songs the day before the release.
March 16th. We
had to-
re-recorded a
Yeah, I
friggin'
was
song.
also redoing mine the day of. It was that
For
morning.
Buckle Up or
Yeah. It was that, remember I
No.
had to go to
Mm-mm.
what was the song we did for yours?
No, you had to redo Rock Me, and I had to
Yeah.
end up redoing Rock Me too, because once we redid Rock Me, we needed the fucking combo amps just sound too thin. No matter what you do to them, no matter how much processing.
Yeah, we
you
were
do.
going in there and literally
We were
finding
s-
every bad frequency, dumping it,
And
and
then-
then using what we had. But at that point, it just sounds.
But you and I had also fucked up majorly when we decided that we
I
had
don't know
a
what
Music
y'all were
Man
thinking.
amp.
Yeah,
And,
my dad had a
and the
Music
cabinet.
Man
Blue
cabinet.
Oyster Cult.
Yeah, he has an
Man.
amp that he bought from Blue Oyster Cult.
With a Dallas Cowboy.
Cool story behind it, but
But so it only had one speaker in it. It was supposed to have two speakers. One speaker was in it and the other one was out. So we put a 57 on the speaker on the cone and then the
shoved another
414
one
just in the middle of the
inside.
speaker. And
No, it was inside of the hole.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it sounded like it would be a really cool mic to use if we had the right sound from the other mics. But we didn't. So it was just like a thin sounding 57.
And a
Super
beefy,
bassy.
so beefy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was way too much.
Yeah.
So we redid it.
So
and yeah.
basically we learned for this second EP that we're going to use our half stacks and we're probably going to
Re-record the guitars for the first EP for the full release.
for the full release.
So, if you have the original Is All Mine EP, hold on dearly to it.
Because it's going to change and
I mean, it's always going to be available. We're never going to take it down.
Yeah,
but when they buy the full-length album,
the tonal quality is going to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
It's going to sound better, but still it's like just to have that first raw
Yeah, definitely.
like what was done. It's a time scale. You know what I mean?
For sure. This is what the pleasure sounded like in March 17th, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
When we released it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
no,
I mean, something like that anyway. Because we recorded the guitars and the drums in like May and June of 2016. Almost took an entire year to finish the album.
Yeah.
5 songs.
But in reality,
We did a lot of-
it took 3 years to bring this album out because I mean,
we met in December
we
2013.
pretty much wrote those songs within 6 months of being together. Within
with the exception of the acoustic, yeah.
within that time, I mean, it was like every practice we were getting together, we were writing a song.
The thing
That's what it.
amazing though about all of us is that we're talking about these 5 songs and nobody knows about all the songs that
The
we
rest of
have.
the
You know,
stuff,
it's like we have so much stuff that's just
Yeah, right on this other side of the camera, we have a list of like 15 things that we're working on.
On the
Yeah.
chalkboard, yeah.
and it doesn't take us like that. Kyle Alexander and I are at our natural state when we're in the creative process. You know, and it doesn't take us long at all to just bang out songs when we're actually
When we're all comfortable and, just writing it.
when we're
Yeah.
doing doing the music part.
It's butter, baby.
It is that.
Let's go. Rolling.
Alright, next week's bass players and singers.
Bass players and singers. Wow.
They don't fucking exist.
Where are all of the bassists and singers?
Oh.
We used to think it was hard in Virginia to find a drummer, and then we found Kyle and was like,
Well, we haven't even talked about how we found Kyle. That's what I was going to talk about. The discussion
yeah.
about how we met. So, Alec, my brother and I
How
were
do you start that story?
yeah, my brother and I were in a heavy metal band, and we heard about Kyle because he had all these videos on YouTube. Still does. Kyle
well,
still
that's not
puts
really how we
videos.
heard about him, but
That's how I heard about him, was from the YouTube video.
you
videos.
heard about him from me because of
Mhm.
Joel.
Mm-hmm. No, Jacob and I knew about Kyle before you did then, because of his YouTube videos.
Oh wow.
Well, I didn't know
was
that.
like one of your first
I'm learning stuff
followers.
right now,
Yeah,
yeah.
so Jake and I were like, man, fucking Kyle's a badass drummer. So that's how I knew about Kyle. And I never had ever met the dude, ever met you my whole entire life, until one day my wife and I were going to Ben & Jerry's to get some ice cream in Yorktown, Virginia. And, lo
Come
and
on
behold-
in.
You can come
You
in.
come in.
I'm
Come
not
on.
trash your,
No,
No, you're
you're
not.
fine.
Come
you
in.
heard the
private-
of the door, anyways.
So
We're
lo and
just-
behold, my wife, luckily enough, and this is pretty ironic because this was not planned, come here.
Hello. Oh,
You have to show your face now. There's my wife, Hannah. Greene, that's her last name.
It's gonna
I
be out of
probably have
focus.
green stuff in my tea.
Of course,
It's my MO.
We're at Ben & Jerry's, and there was Kyle scooping some ice cream, and I was like, hey, don't you that guy who plays drums?
Yeah, dude, I was the only one working that day, and I was
Yeah.
listening to 3, and I was just kind of like drumming on the counter, like, hey, you're a drummer, aren't you?
I
Yeah.
have green
It's
stuff
like-
in my tea. Sorry.
Do you have your stuff?
I can feel it.
Oh, man. And so it was. I'd already talked to Alexander on the phone at that point because I think they were trying to find a drummer for Unforbidden at the time.
Right.
And when I was in Virginia,
no, we messaged on Facebook. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I talked to you on the phone for like 25 minutes.
This is when
Did we?
Kyle had
Yeah.
cornrows.
So.
Yeah, I had cornrows when they met me at Ben & Jerry's.
It was very cute.
You know, I was already in a bunch of bands at the time, and when we moved out here to LA, I left behind like 3 or 4 bands there. I'm tired, you guys.
You're drunk.
I thought you were gonna cry because you missed your band so much.
I do.
That's big.
No, so yeah, I met Kyle for the first time in person at Ben & Jerry's. And I was like, hey man, do you want to play some music? He was like, I love music, but I'm booked right now. And so I thought this little shit was just like saying he's too good to play with me. You know, like, yeah, sure, yeah, I don't know who you are, you're some dude coming to the
time.
ice cream place, and
Yeah.
then
This was in October.
yeah, then several months later, you know, my brother's like, hey, Kyle wants to come and jam.
We had talked that one time, and then you had messaged me later when I guess you had gotten some free time, and you're like, hey, do you and your brother still want to jam sometime? Yeah, we'd be down to, because at the time you and I were playing with Brad, but when Kyle came along and was like, hey, let's play, you know, we knew that Kyle had natural
chops.
talent, you know, he could fit it. And so our first practice with him, it really showed, because it was like a non-stop smile fest of, you know, us just grooving, and it felt like,
Flirting and,
yeah, we were flirting.
Yeah, I mean,
We still
Alexander's
flirt.
butt does look pretty cute. He doesn't like it when I pinch it, though, and it makes me sad. Or when I lick his nipples.
It's a slapping involved whenever they try something.
Maybe later.
But yeah, so then we had the 3 of us, and then we tried to find a bassist.
They don't exist.
Logan.
Who?
40 months later, we don't have a bassist.
Is this
40
your social
months
media
later.
casting call right now? Please, bassist, come to us.
Yeah, I know.
If you have a box with 4 strings and can play it.
So I think at this point, like, we're pretty comfortable with the fact, you know, I've met a few friends out here that play bass that are comfortable filling in, and I think that'll be a really good route for us, because we've been in a band for 3 years, so it's going to be really hard for us to have somebody come in and try and be part of the pleasure. Because
Yeah.
the 3 of us have been the pleasure.
For 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, we're this is the core. It would be really weird for someone to come in, even if they're an amazing bassist, an amazing musician at that, and start suggesting things, because it's been so much of us just.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, I think we might lose our shit a little bit and say, yeah, who does this guy think he is?
You shut up, you learn those bass parts, and we'll see you on Friday when we have our show.
Yeah, you know, it's not to say that if the right person comes around, we wouldn't necessarily end up working, but
You just got an uphill battle, buddy.
Yeah, you better prepare yourself.
But yeah, so we tried out a couple different singers, and there was good voices and different things. Just
nothing that.
I think TJ, had he committed, would have been the closest thing we would have
Yeah,
found
definitely.
to getting.
Someone to be
Which
permanent.
is, it's really funny to me, because there are times when I hear Daniel and I's voice together, and it reminds me of TJ.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Am I looking at you or the camera, Hannah?
I'm swaying like I'm holding the baby, but I'm not holding the baby, so I don't know what's going on. I just do this.
Did you just hear us in the room?
Huh?
Did you hear us in the room?
No, I just came out to say good night. Hey, good night.
Yeah, we went through a couple different bassists. We had a friend, Tyler, that was playing with us. He
I
was
think
really
we have
good.
to start at
Logan.
Logan.
Yeah. Logan.
Was Logan before Tyler?
Logan
Yeah.
Heichman. Yeah, the Marine.
I thought he was after Tyler.
Nah. Logan
Yeah, Logan
was
the first. He's the very first picture of anybody in the studio.
Yeah, there's the
When he's
4 of
sitting
us.
back in
Yeah.
We got along great with Logan.
Yeah, Logan was
Cocksucker.
a wonderful guy. I mean,
Fucking
just,
cocksucker.
you're an asshole.
Fucking
You could be out
cocksucker.
here with us, Logan.
Yeah, what are you doing? Now
The
you're back
American
in the
dream.
Marines.
Yeah, you could be
Jeez,
drinking
man.
with
You could be
us.
drinking a
I don't know. We're actually gonna edit this and just send it to you.
Yeah. Logan, come hang out with
Not because we don't like
And
you.
Logan
but
was a perfect fit
we
personality
like
wise
you.
with
Yeah.
this, you know.
Yeah. It was great to have around.
He had those
Too bad,
pretty
though.
blue eyes.
You had beautiful
Strong legs.
I just loved the way he held me.
eyes. Logan, this is for you.
Yeah, so Logan kind of crapped on us when he had to go.
Yeah, it was gross. We had to clean up for a week.
Took forever.
It was everywhere. But yeah, Logan didn't work out, and that's no big deal because that's kind of how.
It's just how bands happen, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I've been jerking you guys off this long.
It
Yeah,
works.
too.
It's like don't do that. I think that's incest.
More like Wincest.
Yeah, so then after that we played with Tyler.
Tyler was fucking awesome, too.
Yeah. Man,
Tyler was
Tyler's
great.
great.
He's an amazing guitarist. He
Yeah.
does his own side project. I've known him since high school. We had a music theory class together.
Man, does he make me piss.
Yeah, I've got to use the bathroom too.
You guys have already
Alright.
they've drunk too much already and they've got to piss every 5 seconds. Once you start peeing, it doesn't stop at this point.
Rolling.
I don't think I've ever felt that.
All right, when you get that point, don't drink more because you'll be throwing up the next day.
Damn.
So yeah.
Yeah, I've never felt burning cheeks, nor have I ever.
Yeah, when
no,
I
I did. I have. Now we're just telling puke stories. One time I threw up from drinking. The end.
The end.
Just
This
once.
ends.
Only once. I stayed over at Chase's house and he had some whiskey and a 12-pack of Miller Lite. We
Speaking
split it.
of Chase, it'd be nice to see him.
Chase, get your sweet ass over here.
There's so many things we need to
Be
talk
nice
about.
to
And
see.
fucking Chase, he could have played bass with us. We even
Chase
almost
could've.
convinced him. I felt like he,
And we jammed with a bunch of other people, I was in a bunch of other bands, and so we'd have them over, and it was just like never the right thing. For whatever reason. And same thing with singers, we had a couple friends over, and then it wasn't until probably January of this year that we decided, well, I guess we're the fucking singers.
we're the singers now.
What do you... I wish we would have known that 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
we would have been. Well, Alexander and I would have been better.
Well, we would have started writing the melodies and actually
Yeah.
done them.
Whoa, could you imagine had we started writing the melodies for these songs 3 years ago? They would have been completely different. Like, these songs would not be what they are today had we said, fuck, we're going to have to do these vocals because we can't find a vocalist and write everything. So in a way, it's like, yeah, hindsight is 2020. It would have been nice if we could have started practicing singing 3 years ago and done all of that. But at the same time, this CD is what it is because of where we're at now.
Working titles and all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have names for our songs. We don't call our songs what they're really called.
No.
I
for
don't even
this
know the
reason.
names of our songs. I know Buckle Up. That's
Yeah,
the only song.
Because that's the working title. Well,
And Rock Me.
And Rock Me, yeah. Other than that,
Yeah, Rock Me with Scuba, Buckle Up with Ska, but we've had the names for those for a little while. At least a year.
Yeah, so they're
We had, the lyrics and melodies were written for those majority for the second time that we recorded the album.
Yeah.
But, so we were able to sort of kind of internalize those names. But, what the fuck is Circus of Sound?
It's Count Dracula.
Yeah, it is.
we call it Count Dracula.
It's Count Dracula.
Yeah.
If I were to say, let's play Circus of Sound, we would sit around for 12 seconds
It'd be
thinking.
Which
Which
song
one
was that? Was that the...
Okay.
Oh,
we got it.
yeah.
I got it.
Is that Count Dracula?
Yes.
Count Drac.
Becoming was the last minute addition, so I think we'll be fine with that one.
Yeah.
But we were just calling that the acoustic one.
Mm-hmm.
If we say acoustic, that'll make more sense to us than anything.
Yeah.
And then Judgment is Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Which
you guys throw me off every time we start practice and someone's like, all right, let's play Judgment. I'm like, what song is that? I don't know what song it is until Kyle goes, and I come in, oh, okay, that's what I'm doing. You know, it's just...
So the real question is, are we retarded?
What? No, it just means our set lists aren't going to be understandable to anybody except us.
But that's great. Like, somebody takes a set list after the show, and they're like, what the fuck?
You guys didn't play any of these songs.
I didn't play any of that shit.
Oh, man. What are our other working titles we have?
I can't
Free
remember.
was...
Yeah, Free.
number 1.
Yeah, song 1.
And then instrumental song is part 1.
Part
Instrumental
1.
song has always been, part 1.
But I'm trying to think
song.
what we called.
I mean, we ended up calling it Bad Memories, but I don't think we ever had a name for it.
No, yeah.
You know what we called
We might have called it Tool and Alice in Chains.
No, you know what we called it?
What?
That is what we did
I
every
was
time.
thinking, yeah,
You
maybe
know, it
that's-
was like, you guys want to play... Okay, yeah, that's what we're playing, right? We never, you know... I don't know how we'll annotate
man.
that on our set list if we ever do
Well,
it.
if we sing
if
better.
that ever becomes something we play. Maybe
That
that's an
song's-
extra song someone
Yeah, we
uses
need to
down
get
the
that
road.
one.
One of these days.
That's a good song.
But so we recorded the album. In the process of all of this happening over the 3 years, he got married. He had a baby. He went to Portugal. This guy got a bachelor's in geology. He went to Oman. He went to Spain.
Twice.
Yeah. I went to Finland twice. I got married. I went to Panama. There was
7, 8 months.
we got together twice.
Yeah.
And one of those times was his wedding.
And your wedding.
Yeah, that
God,
was
yeah.
6 months later.
Yeah.
So it was good.
You know, a good year of us being together was actually not productive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was productive in the sense that, I mean, we still got our ideas together.
But, you know,
But,
this, like,
and kind of solidified, you know, within the year before coming here that we were coming to California.
Yeah.
That was kind of when that idea spawned, you know, when Daniel and Hannah...
I remember there was like, that may not have been the one specific day for you guys, but it was like the one specific day for me. Hannah was having a bad day, and you and I were recording the second album, working on something. I was like, alright, I'll see you guys later. The next day, Daniel called me and was like, hey, how do you feel about moving to LA? I feel fucking great about it. When do we do it? So, okay, we're gonna start looking for houses in next year. Longest year of my life.
Yeah, seriously. I was finishing up school. I mean, you know, there's a lot going on. But that entire time, it was kind of this... I don't know about you guys, but to me, it was almost surreal. It was
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I know this is going to happen because we've kind of committed to it.
to it, yeah.
But it was
I had
like...
so many people saying like, wait, I thought you moved to LA. No, not for another 8 months, dude. Like, I'm still
Sure,
here.
yeah, you're moving to LA.
Yeah.
I almost felt like I didn't believe myself anymore.
Yeah.
I've had people contact me now and go, I'm glad you went and did that.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of for people to follow through with what they're doing, especially a band. You know, we're going to be talking about this. We live together. You know, all three of us are here. Kyle and Ashley, Daniel, Hannah, me by my lonesome self.
And Rowan.
And Rowan, you know, we're living together. So
Don't forget Fro Fro.
and
Oh yeah,
Fufu.
yeah, we can't. Forget.
So there aren't many bands who have the opportunity that we have, you know, to come together
Uproot our entire lives and
and
move
do what
across
we're
the country,
doing,
yeah.
which is,
Yeah.
you know, me, Daniel, Kyle, we all work. You know, we grind at what we do, and we're trying to make this
The
happen.
thing that's like the most important out of all of that is not the amount of work that we do, that we know that we are all capable of, or what the potential we have, or what we are currently doing. It's that the three of us have enough faith in each other and trust in each other that we're gonna succeed in something that not many people do. It couldn't even be like, say it wasn't music, say it was something different. It's
Right.
we're doing.
We would be a
something-
unit of people working together regardless
Yeah.
of being a band.
Whatever we set our minds to, whatever type of dream, for lack of a better term, we each have the. We each support each other well enough that it's like it's.
Yeah, I mean,
gonna happen.
when it comes down to it, this is, it's more than a friendship, it's a family.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
The band is...
We have Easter dinner on Sunday.
Yeah, so bottom line is, we have something that's really advantageous to
It's
us.
just a special connection, It's,
Yeah, it's funny. People will talk to us and be like, "Oh yeah, you guys are a band and y'all are tight," but when you get on the road and tour together, you'll find out how much you really like each other. We live together.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell else is gonna be different.
I know.
I know what it sounds like when Kyle poops. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, it's like, yeah, I can't get one.
So yeah, there will be times when we get frustrated with each other, or don't necessarily see eye to eye, but we've always, through everything, been able to be logical about it and approach things from a clear head and talk about things. And I think that's made the biggest difference with us is that communication.
I already will admit I'm the most irrational.
So, something that kind of my parents taught me, kind of transferred over to this band, was if you ask one of your parents something and they say no, the no overrides every time. And so if I'll be like, "Hey Mom, can I go to Busch Gardens with Max or whatever?" And she'll be like, "Yeah, that's fine, just make sure your dad's alright with it." And Dad says no. That's no, bottom line. And so that kind of carried over to this too, because it's the three of us, and so if we have a musical idea and two of us are fucking stoked about it, like ecstatic, and Alexander says,
Die hard on that no.
I don't like it.
Yeah, and that's happened.
Then that part doesn't exist anymore.
So essentially what it is we have this rule that if someone doesn't like something among the three of us, we don't keep it, because we want this to be something, when we're creating music, to be something that we all, at the end of the day or when we're done with it, would like to listen to. We can all be happy about it, and I think put our name on it and say, yeah, that's something I did.
And it goes to playing it all the time too, when we start doing shows and when we start doing a lot of shows, it's got to be something that's like, I don't hate playing this,
Yeah.
Right.
How many times do you think we fucking played these songs?
We've played them at least 500 each.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
So we'll get to the point where I'm sure we're like, "Oh, fucking rock me."
Yeah.
But right now, we played Rock Me 500 plus times, and I'm still feeling pretty damn dance about it.
Yeah. Still pretty rocking song.
Yeah, so that's kind of our way of dealing with things.
It's made conflict,
It
but I feel
certainly
like
has made
95% of the time, at least, we're always like, "Okay, that made the part way better."
Yeah.
Even if you were like, initially like, "But that part is so good," somebody's like, "Yeah, but it could be better." You're like, "Well, fuck you." And then it ends up being better.
It does result in something better, because I think what it does is force everyone at that point to collaborate.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, well, he doesn't like it, and now all of a sudden we're rewriting that part. It's gotta be perfect.
Good enough to where each one of us is like, "Yeah, that's good."
Yeah, I think like my famous line is, "Let me hear you write something fucking better." Let me hear you. Alright, if you don't like it, let's hear something better.
Yeah. But Daniel demands it instantly. You don't have time to think about it. It's like if Daniel says that line, he's literally going to stop playing.
Yeah, I stopped playing. And I'm like,
wait to hear you make up something.
Yeah, I
else.
hate Daniel.
I hate that guy.
But it's been good. next is last minute recording.
Last minute recording.
Happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Is All Mine came out on March 17th, 2017. The album art for Is All Mine by The Pleasure came out on April 13th, 2017.
Yesterday.
A month after the album came out.
Yeah, so the album, we were mastering the songs the day of
Yeah.
Day of release.
the day of release.
Yeah, I mean, I remember going to work and Kyle was in here like,
Yeah, both you and I.
15-hour days for a week to get this shit finished.
So it's
'Cause it was good that we set ourselves a deadline, though, because we've been saying, like, oh, yeah, like, we'll have an album out by the end of 2014. Oh, we'll have an album out by August 2015, like, max. You know, whatever, like, around then. Winter of 2016 sounds good. March
Sounded good to me.
17. So we were like, St. Patrick's Day. This EP is going to be out.
No matter what.
No matter
that
what.
had to be done. And I think that was important for us because it was a milestone, it was something that we've been working on this for so long that if it didn't get out, I don't know. I mean, it had to.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
weird
bottom
being
line.
on this side of the fence of it now because it's like we were this band. We didn't have music. Like, we had a shit ton of music, but if you're not in the band, you don't know that.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
Yeah.
what do you guys
So
do
like-
all the time?
Now
We
we
write
have
music.
something that we can show.
Oh, yeah,
for-
sure, you guys write music.
40 months later,
Yeah.
we actually have music. Like, we're actually doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was when I was writing my solo album, too. That took me 3 years to make as well. People were like, Kyle, you're out in the studio every night working. What are you doing? It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. Trust
Don't
me.
worry. Don't worry.
Be patient.
$30 later. Look at me now.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming together.
Yeah, it was the last. So we released Buckle Up.
Like a week before.
Yeah, the 8th of March.
Yep.
That was the only song we had mixed.
Yeah,
We
from
still
the
had
8th
recording
to
to
the
do.
17th, we had to mix and record.
Several of those days he was at work. Like, from the 9th to the 11th, we weren't able to do anything.
Yeah.
Other than just wait for the next day to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was the 14th and 15th. We literally spent 15
You and I
hours each day.
fucking-
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we woke up at 8 in the morning. We're in the studio till midnight.
Yeah, we were.
Went to sleep. Woke up at 8. Went in the studio.
Yeah, we were putting in some hours. But man, we fucking got good at mixing.
Yeah.
We're not professionals, but for doing it in a garage.
Yeah. So if you need
Like,
some
give us a
recording
pat on the
done,
back because that's like
learn how to master in 12 hours. That
Yeah,
was
I know.
pretty cool.
mastering 101. How do you do this?
I don't know, throw an
Fuck, who
L3 on it.
Yeah, throw an L3. We'll go ahead and.
I found some other cool stuff. We'll,
Yeah, we actually have some of our talks recorded
for the recording of
for the making of.
Yeah, I have a bunch of it.
So
Yeah, we so
yeah, so we have maybe some information on there what we ended up doing when we mastered.
And that recording, I'm talking about video, Alex talking shit, I'm talking about drum recording in the garage, recording guitar, bass, singing, living together, recording, how we got
The
how
name.
we got the name.
The name. The pleasure.
The pleasure.
We didn't have a name for a year.
El pleasure. It took
El
us
pleasure.
forever. to
Yeah,
get a
we were
name.
having like lists upon lists.
Yeah, pages. I think I still have. Do you
Really?
have some?
I don't have any anymore.
I think I might have some of the pages with the original names.
We were almost called Virginia.
almost called
like-
Virginia.
This close to it.
Yeah,
I
but
thought it was close to being Virginia Dare.
I was never sold on the Dare
yeah,
part.
probably
right.
something there.
We were like, you know what? Boston's big, Chicago's big,
Virginia.
Virginia.
And then what really ended up happening was
We weren't You guys weren't sold on the pleasure at first anyway.
Mm-mm.
I know I was, like, immediately.
But we gotta say we gotta give credit.
Yeah.
to
We were hanging out with our friend Erin Kleinschmidt, who was working at Chick-fil-A at the time,
Mhm.
and she had to clean a pile of shit off of the floor in the bathroom. And she was saying, like, yeah, they're like a Spanish-speaking family or whatever, so they said thank you. And I was like, yeah, you know, like, el plezuro.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's not Spanish. That's not right. Wait a second. El plezuro. The pleasure.
The pleasure.
And then that didn't even make us commit to the name at that point. So we still had these pages of names.
What else? There was something else that we were seriously considering.
Yeah, a bunch of different. I mean, yeah, there was probably like 5 or 6.
Talking about the gator babies?
Swamp Daddy and the
Swamp
Gator
Daddy
Baby.
and the Gator Babies. I don't think that was ever seriously considered.
No, it's just like what will be the name of our tribute album.
I know Daniel and I were seriously thinking about the Brothers Greene.
Brothers Greene. Yeah, there's a couple things.
Um,
But I just remember that one day I'm like, we're fucking choosing a name today. And we're not leaving until we all are in agreement on this name.
you gotta understand, you know, when we practiced at home, same thing happens here, but at home we'd go to Kyle's house. They had a studio back there, and we would show up in the middle of the day, and we would not leave until 10 or 11 at night.
Yeah.
You know, we were there 5-6 hours a day when we would do our practices. So it wasn't grueling. It was us making music, but at the same time, it was like,
Yeah, we're just pissed off at the noise ordinance every night. Like, damn it.
Why do
We have so much
stop?
more work to do.
what was it, 9?
10
10, I
was
believe.
for that, and then it moved to 9.
Moved
Yeah,
to 9,
moved to
yeah, we
9.
had to stop.
So we had to stop playing at 9. It was like, oh fuck, now we have to get here earlier if you want to play for as long as we've been doing and make the progress we have. So it's come a long way. Now we can make as much noise as we want here up until 10,